Hello everyone, Alex here with the latest information about the newly resumed SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loans, which was just announced. Now, this announcement is huge and all the information in this video are vital for you, whether you have a business or you are an Uber driver, independent contractor or freelancer. But before starting, please don't forget to really hit the like and subscribe buttons. I mean, really smash them on this video and help the channel of this face be noticed by the YouTube algorithm. Also, there are 2 free stocks from Webull up for grabbing if you sign up with Webull using the link in the description. Okay, so moving on into our subject today, the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loans application reopening. So there were significant developments related to the reopening of the SBA portal for small businesses this week. The US Small Business Administration resumed taking applications this week for low-interest economic injury disaster loans and EIDL advanced grants. Why this is important? Well, this is a huge development, as the government had been limiting applications since April 16 to agricultural businesses which were not previously permitted to apply. On a press release dated June 15, the Small Business Administration announced, quote, all eligible applicants experiencing economic impacts due to COVID-19 can now apply for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan and EIDL Advanced Grant. Beginning early May, the SBA restricted the loans and emergency grants to agricultural businesses only, as those businesses were not eligible to apply for the first round of Economic Injury Disaster Loan funding. As of June 15, the program is again open to all qualified small businesses and non-profits, including the Uber drivers, independent contractors, or freelancers. I will try to explain in details what are the differences and how could you actually take advantage of this program. Well, unlike the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP, which were created as part of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief and Economic Security CARES Act, the Economic Injury Disaster Loans have long been a part of the SBA's toolkit to help provide economic assistance during times of disaster. They were used in the past, however, the scale of current claims is unprecedented, just like the smashing of the like button, which you should do it right now. Also the subscribe button. Established in March by the Federal CARES Act, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program provides long-term, low-interest loans and emergency grants of up to $10,000 to small businesses and non-profit organizations that are experiencing a temporary loss of revenue as a result of economic disruption caused by the current public health emergency. Well, these low-interest loans were intended to give monetary aid to businesses who qualify. However, it was a lot of confusion with the amount intended to be sent as a grant and how much money you could receive as a loan. Since the onset of the coronavirus, the federal government has adjusted its eligibility guidelines to better serve those affected by the pandemic. Sole proprietors, freelancers and independent contractors are among the newly eligible groups for economic injury disaster loans. See, similar to a PPP loan, Economic Injury Disaster Loan provides funds for industries struggling to stay afloat in the wake of the coronavirus or any other qualifying disaster. These loans can be used to cover payroll and inventory, pay debt or any other business-related expenses. However, it cannot be used for personal expenses. The interest rate on this loan is 3.75% for small businesses and 2.75% for non-profits. You can take up to 30 years to repay your loan, with the first payment deferred for 1 year. Well guys, this is different than PPP loans, who are subject to 1% interest and must be repaid within 5 years according to the latest guidelines. If you apply for an economic injury disaster loan, you can also apply for an EIDL advance, which is a grant from the SBA of $1,000 per employee up to a maximum of 10 employees and $10,000. You can apply for and receive an EIDL advance even if your economic injury disaster loan application is not approved. However, funding for the $10,000 emergency grant is limited and available on a first-come, first-served basis. At the same time, unlike other pandemic-related relief programs, which left many applicants unsure of their status, EIDL advances are supposed to be disbursed within a few days of approval. Unfortunately, this is not what happened in the previous tranche, as the confusion led to huge delays in processing these grants and loans, and also reduction in the amount eligible for businesses. That shouldn't be an excuse not to really smash and destroy the subscribe and like button to help this channel grow. Okay, so nearly all of the US government-backed programs to provide economic relief have been plagued with delays due to demand, including the PPP program, which ran out of its first round of funding in just 13 days. Although PPP loan forgiveness rules have been relaxed after sharp criticism from businesses, a PPP loan recipient still has to fill out an application proving how the funds were used. Even though the SBA announced this week a new easy forgiveness application intended to streamline the process, an EIDL advance doesn't have any post-disbursement requirement, which could make it more appealing to some. And to add to the confusion, in the last few weeks, the SBA has begun sending email communication to economic injury disaster loan applicants, confirming the dollar amount of the loans and providing application numbers. Now, the problem was that due to the impersonal nature of the emails, their automated appearance and the lag time between the time that borrowers submitted their economic injury disaster loan application, some as early as March, and the receipt of these emails, which was in June, many borrowers have wondered whether the emails were genuine or some type of phishing attempt. Well, according to the SBA, as of June 1st, more than 90 billion in economic injury disaster loans have been approved and more than 10 billion in EIDL advances have been disbursed. Guys, it's really important to understand how SBA loan program works with other government-sponsored programs. Although there are a number of programs that provide financial assistance to small businesses, it can be a pain to keep up to date on the most recent rules and guidelines. So here are some things to keep in mind if you haven't yet applied for any assistance. Number one, you can apply for a PPP loan, an economic injury disaster loan, and be approved for both as long as the funds are used for different purposes. PPP loans are primarily intended to maintain payroll and help keep your staff employed. Economic injury disaster loans, on the other hand, can be used for a wider range of expenses. PPP loans can be up to $10 million, while economic injury disaster loans are reportedly capped due to the demand at $150,000 or less, according to several reports. The SBA website, however, lists the maximum loan amount at $2 million. You should know that if you do receive an EIDL advance and you are also approved for the PPP, the amount of the EIDL advance will be deducted from any loan forgiveness amount on your PPP. Okay, moving on, you have until December 31st to apply for an economic injury disaster loan under the expanded criteria put in place due to the pandemic, and the last day to apply for the PPP is June 30. So these two dates are very, very important, so you must take them very, very seriously. So I would say there is very good news for a lot of small businesses and freelancers, independent contractors, drivers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers who missed out the first wave of these loans. And my humble advice is to apply as soon as possible, if you qualify, of course, as the window of opportunity could close at any time. Okay guys, so don't forget to sign up with Webull using the link in the description to get one free stock valued up to $250. Then you can create your account with Webull. And if you fund your account, it's very important to fund it with $100. You'll get another free stock valued up to $1,400. You can also get a third free stock from Robinhood, also signing up for free using the link in the description. That's 3 free stocks ready to get you started. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and please don't forget to subscribe and comment down below. Hit the notification bell. Also feel free to add me on Instagram, where I post daily. So if you want to be a part of it, feel free to add me over there as well. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and see you soon.